It's Judicial Watch that cleaned those 4 million names up in the last year or two from the voting rolls across the country. It's Judicial Watch alone that's in court trying to clean up the rolls in Oregon, Illinois, and in California. Millions of names potentially at issue there. The steal was stopped at the presidential level. Again, no doubt it would have been stolen if they thought they could do it. But because we were watching, they couldn't. But there are other races where the steal may be going on, or where the whole process has been corrupted that you can't even trust the outcome, whatever it may be. And in Arizona, they still haven't finished counting the ballots. And that's one of the reasons the Associated Press hasn't awarded Arizona to Trump yet, or Nevada, because Nevada's slow too, inexcusably slow. In Arizona, I did a quick video on what the status was. I think it was just less than 24 hours ago. Let's go to that video.
Hey everyone, what's going on in Arizona, specifically Maricopa County, is brazen election corruption. I mean, I'm going to draw up the latest numbers here. Let's go take a look at them on our screen here at Judicial Watch. We've been monitoring the election very closely. Maricopa County, the biggest county in Arizona. It's where Phoenix is. They have early ballots they haven't counted yet now. As of right now, 438,000. The total uncounted number of ballots is 584,000. It's Thursday. Election was on Tuesday. Pima County, another big county in Arizona. It's where Tucson is. Let's see what that number is. 75,000 early ballots left the process. So these are ballots that people have voted on a long time ago. 175,000 uncounted ballots in Pima County. Arizona total, 945,000 ballots, more or less. Now I tell you, counting ballots after the election invites voter fraud. It encourages voters to think the system is rigged. It undermines voter confidence. Plus, I would argue it's illegal. Federal law sets an election day, not an election week. And counting ballots forever and a day after an election is, to me, just a violation not only the letter of the law, in my view, but certainly the spirit.
Let's go to what the status is of those votes down, Maricopa and Pima. Pima, I should say. Not much better. It's been a full 24 hours, still 400. I'm having trouble seeing it for this distance. What's that, 455,000 ballots still outstanding in Maricopa? That's Phoenix, of course. Yep. And how many ballots in Pima? I can't even see that. I'm going to fail that test. 25,000? 35?
106.
Oh, 106. I'm looking at the one under it. So 106 still. For a total of 725,000, more or less, ballots still outstanding 3 days after the election. Inexcusable. It's election corruption, no matter how you slice it. Now, it may be Kari Lake, she's not senator yet, wins. It may be her opponent wins. But the whole process has been compromised, and it's, again, ruined another election. This is why we've got to get back to Election Day, not just voting on Election Day, but showing up in person, obviously, to vote. None of this mail-in balloting, more or less. Voter ID, citizenship verification. And I tell you, Congress should get on the ball on that. That should be a priority. We need election integrity. States that count forever and a day after Election Day undermine election integrity. I mean, look at the House. Let's go back to that status report on the House. Where do we stand on the House? 211. So it's 3 days after the election. House camp. How many people are in a House? I'm going to say a number that's probably 20 years old. I forget how many residents are in a House district. Is it six? I have it in my head at 645, but it's probably much bigger than that now. The point is, it's not a lot of people in terms of counting ballots. And we still don't know who won. California, they count ballots that arrive for up to 7 days after Election Day. So they're still coming in. Illinois, 14 days. Here in Washington, D.C., 7 days. We got to stop that. And Judicial Watch took a major step in stopping it with that Fifth Circuit ruling the other day, finding it to be unlawful. And we got to push that among all the other states that are doing it. And I don't care what Congress does, Judicial Watch is going to continue its heavy lifting for cleaner elections. You know, the Justice Department hasn't been doing anything, certainly not under the Biden administration, to clean up the election rolls. It's Judicial Watch that cleaned those 4 million names up in the last year or two from the voting rolls across the country. It's Judicial Watch alone that's in court trying to clean up the rolls in Oregon, Illinois, and in California. Millions of names potentially at issue there. Justice Department's been AWOL. And even if when Trump takes over the administration, the Justice Department's going to take some time even to get into it, even if they want to. So that's why it's important to have independent groups like Judicial Watch doing this work. I mean, if we don't have elections you can trust, you lose the republic, right? You lose your self-government or the ability to govern yourselves. So this is why Arizona is very concerning. I mean, in the Senate, the difference between 54 or 55 votes and 53 is a big deal. Every vote counts in the Senate. It's, smaller number, it's obvious. And in the House, who knows? I mean, the Republicans will probably just eke out a majority in the House in the end. So this is why election integrity not only matters at the presidential level, but down ballot. And it's kind of easier to get away with fraud down ballot because there are fewer people interested. So this is why our work on election security is so important. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.